Alright, we are on day 2 of the event. I can tell you right now that this is the most overpowered event I have ever seen in my life. Most of you have seen it and witnessed it, but we'll go over and explain it to you. So this is the deck I'm using. It has the new Ultimate Form card for this event and the Ultimate Form card from the last event. You have two different types of species bosses that are now forming. The bull with the horn piercing will be boosted by the Ultimate Form card from the last Blue Slayer event. Now, if you do not have this card, but you have either the Ultra Rare or you have the Master Collection card, you will get a 200% bonus against that boss. You will not create the Ultimate Water Gem, but you will get that bonus against that particular boss. This particular one is 400%. Wherever it's located at. There it is. Increase Water Slayer damage by 400% against a chaotic enemy when present. Like I said, if you have just the Ultra Rare or the Master Collection card only, it's a 200% bonus for everybody. So you're beneficial to have one of those two cards on your team if you have it. It will give you at bare minimum 200% boost across the board. If you can make this card, it is 400% boost. The way I've noticed is that as long as you are under 150 Slayer skill points, then your water power gems will be used instead. If you break the 150 skill point mark, you will then create that Ultimate Gem 1, and there's no other way around it. That Ultimate Gem 1 will only affect this particular card, but it still boosts everybody else's attack as well. It's just this particular card will severely hit hard. The Ultra Rare and the Master Collection card are both ×5 in this event from the past Slayer event. Then when you make this card, or if you make this card, you kind of get this is basically the support card. So they took the Ultra Rare, which did the same thing as the support card. It put a buff on every single, or 3 Slayer heroes, and every time they attack, it would create a Power Gem 1. Well, in this case, it creates Power Gem 4s. So this sucker will put a butt ton of Power Gem 4s on there. Passive skill is every time you attack, you're still putting Power Gem 4s on the board as well. Again, if you break 150 water skill point, you're going to create that Ultimate Water Gem. This one happens to be against Noble. That's going to be mainly the guild bosses and a lot of the other bosses. This one also increases your damage output and at a rate of 30%. The only part that is weird about this one is that this will spend the 150 Slayer skill points. It doesn't just use like up here or like on the other card. On this one, for the Power Gem 4s, it just uses, it just, as long as there's 75 Water Slayer skill points, it creates Power Gem 4s. But the Ultimate Water Gem actually spends 150 intensity. Now, both these cards are set to automatically increase your Slayer skill points by 10 points. So with this deck being set up the way it is, I get one skill 10 for each one of my support cards, and then I get another 10 for each one of those cards. So there's 40, plus there's another 5. There's 45, 55, 65. So every time I attack, that's 65 water skill point, water slayer skill points. Adds up pretty quick. That's where most people are getting their attack boost so high and so fast, and getting that super blue water gem. Trillion hit points is literally nothing anymore. It's ridiculous. So, just for a brief example of how this works. So, we can do just a regular 4 trillion hit point. So, this one will use the Timeless Lovers, which is the middle one. I'll do 1 key. 4 trillion hit points. 1 key. This is how ridiculously overpowered they made this. I can already tell you he's dead. By a lot. Because I just got a 400% boost. So 14 billion hit points off of 1 key. So, now for crafting these suckers, I can understand why they said these are not going to be quick. As you can see, to craft to evolve to a 2-star, I have to already have 1 Timeless Lover, and I have to have another Master Collection card, and another Ultra Rare, another 400 Slayer Dust. Oh, I'm sorry. 1.6 thousand Slayer Dust now, and now I have to have 3.2 thousand Pink Dust. So, yeah. As these cards go up, so does the requirements for crafting. Relics. I don't have a second relic, so I'm not able to do this. But again, to make the next relic, I'd have to have the current one I already have plus 2 more 6-stars. And now instead of needing 1.2k dust, I need 2.4k dust. So everything's doubling as it goes up. So yeah, these things to get evolved up to a 6 pink star, I don't see happening anytime soon for anybody. So here's 12. This is mine. 12 billion. So this one's actually going to use the Guardian of Islam, but I'm not even going to need 1 key for 12 billion. You'll understand here real quick. 12 billion. Just for good measures. Even with weaken on. 205 billion off of one key. So honestly, they need to have like special bosses that are, in my opinion, 50, 60 trillion hit point bosses. Because that's what is necessary for these style of cards now. I mean, the output is ridiculous. Now I've noticed since the change, all the new Gen 3 cards have this new style dragon around them. Except for, if you noticed, when I get down there, the Wardens no longer have them. The Wardens are no longer listed as Gen 3 cards anymore. Let's see one I haven't fully evolved yet. This is the last event right here. I know for a fact this one was a Gen 3. But they've taken all the Gen 3 stats out of it. It's no longer a Gen 3 card. They've made it just like a Gen 2. In fact, I don't even know if it'll show up as a Gen 3 anymore. No. They've taken it completely out of the Generation 3 status. It's no longer listed. So the Wardens aren't even listed as Gen 3s anymore. They're going to be listing them as Gen 2s. Maybe. Gen 1s. Yeah, they're listed as Gen 1 cards now. So your Wardens from your new event are now listed as Gen 1s. See, Xenoscourge, this is a Gen 2 card. It's a Dragoon. There's no such thing as a Dragoon from a Gen 2 of Gen 1 event. This one's also listed as doing... See, it's got a little bit different decoration on it. It should still be... See, it's still empowered for 10 times damage, but yet it's listed as a Gen 1 card. So they've gone in and they've tweaked some stuff a little bit. So I'm not exactly for sure. See, they had Sim Tuck. Are they going to leave him as a Gen 3 if you evolve him? Nope. If you evolve him, he's still not going as he's staying as a Gen 1 card. He was listed as a Gen 3 there for a while. So they've gone through and done a lot of changing and updating. So, wrong button. The other thing I've noticed and I'm curious about is, so your Master Collection cards for each event are going to have a special ability, power against a certain type, but they're not listed yet, which makes me wonder if they're going to wait and do it per event, each event, per event, each event. I don't know. It'd be kind of nice if these things were already pre-upgraded for their specialties, since we got Frenzy bosses coming up. But as of right now, nothing is listed as it's going to... I mean, they've changed it to skill point, but nothing states it's going to be something special against something else. The next event's going to be the Commander event, which would be this gentleman right here. And so... and he's got nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I don't know how this is going to go. But this is the ridiculous nature of this new meta. And if someone's got enough relics, they're going to get this long before I ever will. I'll do a gym swap, see what I can get, but got it. So yeah. I can see if this one will let me toy long enough and I can bring up the intensity high enough to do the super gem. Its artwork's kind of neat, but it's very time consuming. Takes 3 hits to power up. That's enough. Puts it on the board. Simple gem swap. And here's how powerful that sucker is. So, yeah. So there's your new meta. This is what we have to look forward to. Any questions, please feel free to ask. Always happy to help. And good luck to everyone. I hope you guys are faring better than I am. I am getting the living crap kicked out of me because I can't MVP a very, very big boss very often. It gets taken away pretty quick. 75th. So, and just in case you guys are wondering, top spot. That's what he's running. And there's another deck he's running. There's a partial deck. There's what he's running. Yeah. So, give you an idea of what I'm going up against. I know you guys are probably in a similar boat, so fear not. You guys are not the only ones that are getting your butts kicked. I'm right there with you. So, again, good luck to all of you. If you guys have questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm always happy to help.